bombshell.
Another bombshell.
Chris, are we going or when do we go?
Oh,
right.
yeah. Oh,
All right.
yeah.
So
Thank you, viewers.
We have 2 viewers. Welcome to the
There's 2 of
very
you.
first
Very first.
LA Game Night podcast.
Welcome.
Welcome. My name is Red.
And I'm Ron. Red and Ron.
How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you, Red?
I'm pretty great. You know why I'm doing so well?
I have no clue. Tell me why you're doing so well.
I'll tell you.
Red.
I would love to tell you. We are at the greatest bar in not Hollywood, not California, not United States, not even the world. That's right. I'm talking about the greatest bar in the galaxy. We are at Scum and Villainy.
Scum and Villainy.
Your friendly neighborhood geek bar. And if you need to know where that's located, it is located at 6377 Hollywood Boulevard.
In Los Angeles, California?
Los Angeles, California. It is so much fun. You walk into a completely different world.
Absolutely.
And tonight, that world got changed a little bit.
A little bit. They added us, for one.
They did. So that's on them.
That's on them.
That is on them.
That's their bad, not ours. Should we go into like who we are, what we're doing? Like we should probably let people know what's going on.
Yeah, why are we doing
Why
a
are we
podcast?
even here? Why are you staring at 2 red-headed gentlemen for no reason?
One with a beard?
And one without.
It can't grow one. I don't. It's just not working for me.
He doesn't have human genetics. He has elven genetics.
That is true.
Elven genetics. So my name's Ron Ogden. And I am an actor here in Los Angeles. I came from Atlanta.
I'm wonderful
actor. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Did some commercial stuff. You may have seen me there. You know, that's not really what this is about. What this is about is I am a video game enthusiast. I have owned every system since Atari.
Every system?
Every system since Atari.
I didn't know that.
Every system that I could get my hands on. Of course, let's not be ridiculous about all the Japanese versions that I couldn't get my hands on when I was 7.
We'll go with like the legitimate original,
American.
What you think about when you think about
correct.
games. Yeah.
So I also it drove me into studying computers. Like that's what video games did for me. It inspired me to become a scientist.
And you have such a vast knowledge of computers. I'm still yet to stump him on anything computer related. So we're at this bar, and what are we doing here, Ron? What have we done?
Tonight is the LA Game Night, right? Like,
yes,
so we're going to be introducing you very shortly after we stop talking to some indie game developers here tonight. We've got a couple of them. We got 3 of them. Even a VR indie game.
We do have VR tonight.
We have a VR indie game. Cool.
Yes, a very terrifying VR game.
That's what I really like about when I came in today. You were like, check out these games, and I'm like, wow, this is a good array of types of game. We got a mobile game.
Absolutely.
We got a console, PC style game, and then we've also got a VR. It's awesome,
VR game, and they're all really good.
Yeah, like legit. They're really
it's like
cool.
what you would want if you were on that platform playing. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And it's just very exciting to have these new games and these developers who just put their heart and soul, work so hard on these games, and then to get them here, and we were playing them earlier.
Yeah.
They're fantastic.
They're great.
They look great.
Really are.
They sound great.
Yeah.
They play great. They're all their own. It's great to talk to the creator, someone who actually came up with this game, and then play it right then and there.
Right, and then be able to what I love about it is I'm so immersed in the culture of gaming that I like finding out the little bits and pieces of where can it grow, what have you not yet accounted for, that kind of stuff. I really enjoy
where
that
did they
aspect.
come up with this? What games have you played that you're like, hey, what do we have in common here?
Right. So do you want to mention that we have a couple of sponsors that have helped get this together, right?
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about our sponsors there, Red.
So as you all know, we are at Scum and Villainy. That is just beyond our wildest dreams to be here. It is perfect. The setup is amazing. JC is a great person, runs this bar incredibly well. And all of the systems that we have that are not provided by our independent developers that we provide so you can come down and have some fun come from a great store in Burbank. It's called Game Realms. And it's everything you can need. I mean, you go down there, and if they don't have it, they'll get it for you.
Oh, nice.
The people who work there really care, and they really love what they're doing. They really love games.
Cool.
So they know exactly what's going on.
So they're in Burbank?
They're in Burbank, and if you're there, 137 North Victory Boulevard.
Nice.
Right there in Burbank. It's a great spot.
So they're the ones that supplied the SNES and
absolutely everything,
N64 and a bunch of these other things. Come down here, play them, get some drinks, have some food, talk to these indie developers. talk to us.
Yes, absolutely.
You know?
And we've got tons of other games to play, and the people who come down here and come to this event, really, they're just nice. It's a good crowd.
Right.
It's so much fun to do.
When I was here last month, or the last time we had we played some board games and as well as some of these games, and just the people I brought my friends and family, and we interacted with people I'd never, like I played an entire game of Munchkin with someone I've never met.
Yeah.
And it was really interesting because Munchkin's one of those games where like you really gotta screw somebody sometimes.
Yeah, no, exactly.
And I would choose to screw my friends and family over this person I had just met.
And that's their advantage.
Yeah, that's their advantage, right?
Absolutely. But then you come out of it with a new contact, a new friend, someone else who has something in common.
Social.
That's really, it's
gaming
really nice
as a way
enjoy.
to bring people together because we need a lot of that, don't we?
Yeah, I mean, you look at everything that games are so popular for right now, especially with the platforms where anyone can play at the same time in the world, and you kind of forget, hey, we all sat on a couch.
Right.
And we played this together. We opened this up on Christmas and ran to our buddy's house who had it.
I talk to my friends about this all the time where it's like games are one of the environment we live in now. We can have a heated conflict with someone from China and no one dies.
No one
dies.
Except a million times in the game that you're playing.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and that's
absolutely.
okay,
And
right?
well, that's
like,
good.
That's
you want
great.
that.
Exactly. No real impact on physical health. And
Nope.
it brings people who normally would never have any interaction at all, but just because of the amounts of physical space, now are competing and interacting. That is really powerful, right? It's the Olympics. That's the power of the Olympics.
And it brings you together now.
Yeah.
It links you together now. But
across time and space.
You can't forget just that feeling you get, though, when you're standing there and you're playing an old Genesis with a buddy going, oh, man. That's right. This is what we used to do.
Last month when we had the event, they were playing on the Wii U out in the foyer. They're playing the 8-player Smash Brothers.
Yeah, huge
man,
hit.
and if that is not a perfect example of what games do, both on one spectrum and the other, I don't know what else is. That game is awesome.
Oh, that one really brings people together too. And
yes, it does.
Man, I got to tell you, we have some people who come here and play that game who are good.
Yeah.
So if you think you're good at Smash, maybe think again. Practice a little
come
bit
test,
and get down. Yeah,
come
down
test
here.
your iron. You know,
Yeah.
come forge.
Yeah.
How does you need to forge steel in heat? You know,
people bring their own controllers to
Not
play
surprised.
that.
Not surprised.
You got to bring your own gear, right?
And we are in the world and time of competitive gaming.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that there are people who just carry controllers.
It's really great. I get
great.
that messages on our social media.
Cool.
Hey, should I bring my own controller? I'm like, hey, if you're
absolutely.
better on your own controller, this is your chance to show everyone your chops in some Smash.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
So what do you say we bring up a developer?
Sounds great.
And we talk a little bit?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. We got Rob. Rob, come on in.
Rob is from Confined VR 2, right? Is that correct?
That is correct. Hello,
All right,
Rob.
everybody.
Watch
I know
your
there's
feed
no
here.
audience, but hey, guys, let's give Rob a round of applause.
Yeah.
Huh?
What do we
Yeah.
got? Oh, that's pretty
Oh, look,
good.
there is
That's
an
pretty
audience.
good.
Who knew?
Yeah.
Who knew? I
There
thought we
is
just
an
lived on the
audience.
TV.
I thought we
on
need
the internet.
an
We're just on
applause
the internet.
button.
Yeah.
We'll put that in next time and just hit that when we come in.
Well, welcome, Rob. Hey, guys. Welcome. So tell us a little bit about the game that you're currently working on, and tell us where you guys came from.
Thanks, guys. So first off, I'm Rob, and I'm with Last Call Games. I'm one of the founders of the company. And we started out as just a student development project. So we basically just started working out of, there we go. Helps if I do that. There we go. We started, hey, I learned how to use a microphone. Yes. So long story short, we were a student team that worked out of the Art Institute in North Hollywood and the LA Film School, which is down the street here from Scum and Villainy. And we started out just making game prototypes, and I was doing them with my class officially, but then I realized after the 6th or 7th grade idea that didn't end up on shelves, I'm like, you know what? I need to make this a company because I wasn't getting help from faculty and stuff like that. But once I got with these guys and I saw the passion behind their games, we formed a studio, and then we started making games, and we actually helped with create some VR experiences for IMAX VR Center worldwide.
Nice.
So that's been one of our things that we've been
Very
helping
cool.
with.
Very cool. Very cool. So tell us a little bit about the game you got here tonight.
Sure. So we're here to show off Confined 2, which is our latest horror game.
Nice.
It's actually a sequel to our first game that we had done at a hackathon at Titmouse Studios down the street, and we won first place.
Nice.
So we competed against a bunch of studios, including some Cartoon Network guys. So that was cool.
Oh, wow.
So we were
Very
literally,
cool.
you know, competing with like some really amazing people.
Right.
And we made a really scary game that actually got us a lot of attention. And I started working with another group of guys, and these guys basically said, you know what, we want to make a horror game. It's going to be scary. It's going to be a walkthrough through a haunted house where, you know, there's all sorts of monsters jumping out at you, and you really only have your trusty wrench to defend yourself. And it's very much a game that, you know, is a fight against light and dark, and, you know, you got to work your flashlight to make sure you're not getting freaked out.
So all you have is a wrench? I don't know about it. See, I haven't had a chance to play the game yet, but I just saw the trailer and I saw the wrench, and I'm not good with scary.
So I have a
I'm
question.
just
So
not
the wrench,
good with scary.
is it functional, or is it a weapon, or is it both?
I can't give too many details
Cool.
about it right now, but
Cool.
it definitely works as both.
Cool. Awesome.
Definitely an idea.
I love
So
that.
I'm finding the VR games that I've played, the horror genre is perfect. It just brings everyone in. It's terrifying because you're there. It is for the first time. It's actually happening to you. You're in Saw, like, and you've got to figure out how to get out. And you forget you can just take off. You could take it off if you really wanted to.
Just leave.
Yeah.
Just go. Just leave.
You could just leave, but you get so trapped into it that I think it's just such a great way to grab the viewer, grab the player, literally grab them and keep them inside of your game.
See, here's the problem I have. I don't like scary movies, even though I have been in a couple and I make my own. Like, I still don't really like.
You make your own?
No, yeah, I have one. I have one right now that's rotating around festival circuits. But my experience with horror genre stuff in the film industry is very like, I can't watch this. Like Saw, any of those like murder porn games, like porn videos or movies, I can't watch. But I found last time I was here, there was a horror game, and I got into it, and I was like, okay, this I actually can interact with. Like, I wasn't necessarily scared. The jump scares got me because if you surprise anyone, you're going to get a scare. But it wasn't like the existential dread that I normally get in like films.
Right.
Which was weird for me.
Because it's kind of in your, you can make a decision that impacts it.
Right.
Now, as well, I want to talk a little bit about the company you work for, that you can actually rent your services to set up VR, because VR,
very cool.
Not a lot of people have had the proper way to experience VR. And tonight is going to be a lot of first-time VR experience. It's not totally there. So you guys started a company. What did you guys do to set up for games so people could experience VR, good VR?
Yeah, so about a year ago, we had the studio built, and we were already making games, but we saw that one of the problems with developing VR games is there's just not that many out there right now as far as headsets available and places where you can play. So we said, let's eliminate that problem, and let's create a division called Portal Zone VR. You can check us out at www.portalzonevr.com. And you can rent us out to show up, set up a VR booth, just like we did here at Scum and Villainy, and we can not only show off our games that we obviously advertise first, but you can play some of the latest games like Super Hot VR.
Yeah.
And that's literally one of the coolest games ever made.
I have seen, and yes, and that's great because people do need that platform to get a feel for, like, okay, VR, it's here, and it's awesome. They just need to know how awesome it is, so they go out and they get what they need to do it right.
Some real, the things about other, especially mobile games, is they're easily accessible, right? Like, that's why they become popular. Games that are easily accessible are popular. So absolutely, this is a great idea. I want to get info on this, literally myself, but I have a question for you. So you make a VR horror game.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me a horror film that has inspired you in the creation of this process.
Definitely. So I actually have some of the developers here. And guys, we were talking a lot about Saw, right? Saw was a big one. And Grave Encounters.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Grave
That's
Encounters.
a good one.
So,
Grave
so
Encounters.
that was my art director, Igor, over there. I just yelled out to. Shout out to Russia.
He has a horror name. He has a horror name, Igor, right?
Exactly.
It's a very popular horror film.
Yeah, with my
Igor.
good buddy Gavin, the technical lead, so he's amazing as well. And these actually were my former students. So these were guys that I had in class, and they made amazing prototype. And I was like, guys, this is too good to just become a final and leave it at that. We're taking this to the next step.
See, innovation coming out of our education systems. I think that's really important, guys. I'm just going to lay that out there, especially in the video game sphere. It's important.
Awesome, man. Well, yeah, I had no idea. That's really great to just kind of see the up-and-comers and then working with them and taking a game to where you've taken it so far. Is there anything that you want? I know we're kind of keeping kind of the lid on everything, but any kind of teasers, anything to give the audience? Or how do they find you? How do they get new updates?
Anticipated release?
Yeah.
Perhaps? Release
The
dates,
trailer
perhaps?
is that trailer officially out?
That trailer is officially out. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
So that trailer officially released, and right now, because we've actually had a lot of, I'm not gonna lie, we've had a lot of inquiries about our VR services. So right now, you can only play Confined at our Portal Zone VRcades that pop up throughout Southern California. So that's kind of the deal behind it.
Cool.
You're gonna at Portal Zone VR, you're gonna get games that you cannot play anywhere else that are custom designed by our guys who are just the top of their game, man.
Nice.
That is great. I love how exclusive that is.
One-stop shop.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
great.
Awesome. Well, we want to thank you for coming, setting up the
Thank you so
game,
much.
being on the
very much.
podcast.
Yeah.
This is a lot of fun.
Thank you guys.
So
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Let's give it a round of applause for Rob.
Rob.
And
There we
Confined
go.
2,
Yeah, squeeze on
guys.
through.
Awesome. Awesome.
There we go.
So, wow, a horror game. I'm gonna have to go play that when we're done here.
I am
completely
too. I'm nervous
Yeah.
just thinking about it.
Well, I'm nervous that somebody will be recording me
Oh
while
yeah,
I
we
have
will.
the VR set on.
Absolutely.
And responding and looking ridiculous to horror stuff.
Just so we can laugh at you.
I promise I scream like a little girl. It's not an
That's great.
exaggeration.
That's
Yep.
great. That's exactly probably what they want too.
So, Red,
Yes.
one of our sponsors happens to have your name on it.
It does.
And I'm legitimately asking because I really don't know.
Oh,
Tell me all about Red Rock Music. What is it? What are you doing?
thank you so
Yeah.
much for asking. So Red Rock Music
Yeah.
is my company,
Right.
and it's my and our mutual friend.
Yes, Mr. Chris
Perry,
Perry, who
he
does
is-
not like to appear on camera.
He's not on camera, but he is.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give Chris Perry a
Yeah,
round of
everybody,
applause.
please, give
Without
Chris
him,
Perry.
we would not have this here tonight.
That is very true. He is every
Tech
technical hurdle in the world.
Tech genius.
He's brilliant,
And that's coming from a tech genius.
It's coming from a yeah, and I've seen you two bounce off each other. It's great. So we own a production audio company together called Red Rock Music.
Cool.
And it is music, sound design, voiceover work, and audio integration into video games.
Oh, very cool.
So video game developers, video game publishers, you want the greatest audio ever? Give Red Rock a call.
Cool.
That's right. Yeah, and
Cool.
that's redrockmusic.com.
.com. Nice.
And Instagram at Red Rock Music.
I knew both of you were musically inclined and talented, but I didn't know that this is what was going on.
This is what's going on.
This is really awesome.
Yeah, we found just the creative minds that take this thought very similar in music and then build this huge story with all these complexities and a huge layout with everything that you could ever dream up and put it in this platform and this thing that you can play and have and feel. And we said, wow, we want to do music for that.
Yeah, right.
It's so exciting because when someone is playing that amazing game and they're hearing your music,
Right.
it's more than experiencing it on the radio.
It's
or the show.
environmental, right?
You're
It brings
living
you
it.
into it, right?
You're
right.
there.
Music does that for
Yeah,
everything.
think about the great games that you
Yeah.
like. Mario. We could just stop there.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And now that takes you somewhere that
Yep.
you
Every time.
I go somewhere different than you.
It's like jingles, right? Jingles are like
yeah,
that.
exactly.
Like jingles, yeah.
Absolutely.
The best part of waking up.
I went carpet cleaner. That's what I went
You
with.
like
But
carpet
yeah,
cleaner?
I love the carpet
You went carpet
cleaner.
cleaner, I
Yeah,
went
of
coffee.
course.
Well, cool. So, redrockmusic.com, you said, right?
That is it.
Cool. Well, if you ever need any voices, you know where to find me.
Yeah,
I don't know
you're
if you
right
know
here.
that. I'm right here. I'm
right.
like standing like literally right
right.
here. Hey,
Gotcha.
Oh, wow,
Hey.
that's weird. All right, so we have another developer.
You're
is that right?
auditioning for like you're doing a job interview right now. It's like,
Hey,
I know you.
Hey,
Yeah, it
I
really-
need a job. No,
Yeah, we've already discussed this, but yes, absolutely.
Well,
I
that's
just
not
didn't
what
know.
they know
They
necessarily.
don't know that.
They
yes.
don't
And if
necessarily
anyone
know
is looking
that.
for voice actors,
Yeah.
tell me where
Tell me.
people can find you.
You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, The Real Rogden. That's like Ogden, Utah, or Avenue if you're from LA.
Okay.
OGDEN. The Real Rogden is where you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. It's all the same thing. My name's
Beautiful.
Ron Ogden. IMDb me.
There you go.
There you go.
So
That's what I do.
What do you think we should do now?
So now I think we should bring up another developer because
I
that's
love
why
it.
we're here, right?
I love it.
So who's next? Who we got next?
I think we have Dave.
Dave?
Do we have Dave?
Dave.
Let's look at our sheet.
Undie Rush Dave.
That is right. Dave,
Undie
come
Rush
on,
Dave.
he's
There
already
he
here.
is,
Come on
waiting
in, Dave.
patiently in the background.
All right.
hope we didn't-
Welcome, Dave.
Good. How are you, Dave? I
Good
hope we
to
didn't get
see
your
you.
undies in a twist.
Oh,
hey.
look at that. He's starting off strong over there.
Oh, nice. Touche, good sir. Touche. All right, Dave, tell us a little bit about yourself and what Undie Rush is.
So my name's Dave Applegate. My name is Dave Applegate. I started Undie Rush about a year ago, almost to the day. It's a comedic endless runner for iOS and Android. We're hoping to release it in about the next year or so.
Wait, did you say comedic endless runner?
Comedic endless runner. We're
I
shooting
love
with
this
some
idea.
funny characters, some
Yeah.
funny sayings,
Very
and
cool.
it's a hoot. We've had a lot of people test it, and there's a lot of laugh out loud enjoyment.
Very cool. So it's an endless runner specifically around characters that have these comedic interactions.
Correct. Like one of our more popular characters right now is President Tiny Hands, which I'm gonna let you use your imagination to figure
I
out
have
who that is.
no idea who you're talking about.
Yes,
No.
yes. His hands are very small, very small. But
Well done. Well done.
and if you
I can see why you mean by comedic. Yes.
yeah. But we started that game about a year ago, and we're on sprint 17, so we're probably a month and a half away from launch, and just got the UI pretty much left to do. And
So this is a
reward stuff.
mobile game, right? It's,
Yes.
It's on
Yes.
phone, and you can be Android, Apple,
Yep,
all
the
all
Play
of them, right?
stores.
The Play stores. Very cool. And your release date's when?
We're
You know?
shooting for tentatively about a month or two from now.
Cool.
We'll see what happens. The short answer is when it's done, it's done.
All right. So I think you were telling me a little bit before we started. Like this is also like charity based, right?
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that.
So what happened was I read a book called Give and Take by Adam Grant.
Okay.
And I've always given back kind of through charities, through donating a little bit, but this book motivated me to go out there and, do things to the best of my ability. So I started volunteering at this company called School on Wheels,
Cool.
tutoring homeless people. And I was an okay tutor at best. And I'm very good at some things like project management and
Right.
game development. So I decided if I could kind of combine those two things, I could have a bigger impact.
Very cool.
And yeah,
noble.
hopefully it'll have a big impact.
Yeah,
in
that's
the
a noble pursuit. You know. what I
Thank
mean?
you.
Like
Thank you.
I think there's a lot. You know, we talked a little bit about this, and I think there is a lot of room for casual gamers to get on board with games that make them laugh and make them feel like they're having at least some impact in their environment. I think that's such a good idea.
Thank you.
I'm like not even exaggerating. It's a really good idea.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. And that's our goal. We want that like kind of lighter end, you're sitting on the bus for 2 minutes or going to the bathroom and you want to, take out your phone and instead of playing Candy Crush or whatever
Right,
other games
right,
out
yeah.
there, you can play our game and kill it.
That is absolutely great. So I want to touch base again a little bit more on the charity aspect of it. So people know, and we spoke about this earlier, that you guys are giving to charities that are very immediate, something that you can really get a feel for and kind of have a good return on it and see where it goes. We want to talk a little bit more about
Yes, I think not just ones that have immediate benefit for the public, but also have been verified to kind of create that immediate benefit. So
Great.
if you look at something like the Against Malaria Foundation, they do a great job of buying mosquito nets and ending malaria, which kills millions of people a year.
Yeah.
Versus, more obscure charities that don't have the same rigor behind how they spend their money or how it affects the people that they're spending their money on.
I really enjoy that because it takes, something you're going to do anyways. You're going to sit on your phone and you're going to play that game. I mean, I don't know how long I've played Temple Run.
Yeah.
Sitting, just sitting anywhere. And you can do it and you can know that you're not just putting, money in some developer's pocket or a publisher's pocket or a studio's, anything like that. You're actually you're giving.
Yep.
You're getting in return because you're giving and you're playing a really fun game. And it just, it makes me feel good. I'm really excited to hear that someone such as yourself and your team look at the big picture of how to really make this a better place. And you're making it a better place by making a game already.
And the game's completely free, and we monetize it exclusively through optional in-game ads. So you don't have to, watch the ads and donate to us if you don't want to, and you don't have to pay any money to play the game. So it's a great game even without the charity aspect
right.
of it. And then if you want to get some extra gold and unlock those really cool and funny characters, a little bit faster,
Right.
you can watch a few ads, and that makes a big difference.
So I noticed some of the characters earlier, and some of them kind of made me chuckle right away, even though I couldn't really tell who they were. And then I looked real close and was like, oh, okay, yeah. So there's some pretty cool characters in there already that I saw. I imagine it can only grow from there. So Dave, how many people are on your team? And tell me a little bit on what games that you've played in your life that have kind of inspired you in this route.
Yeah, so right now it's myself. We have one programmer who's pretty much full-time, and then we have a handful of artists that kind of consult on the game, and then we have a sound designer that we just kind of brought on. Red Rock unfortunately missed that by 2 days before Red gave us the call. Otherwise, he would have had that job. And then we've got a bunch of people kind of helping us out with marketing as well. The idea kind of came about. What we did was we mapped out the different movement mechanics on iOS.
Right.
So you could tap to move, or swipe to move, or wiggle your phone, or there's that fling motion. And then we created another deck of cards that had themes. So it would say, water ballooning a car as a kid, because all the kids cause trouble. And then you'd say the swipe mechanic, and you'd have to just on a pen and paper kind of try to model out a version 1.0 game.
Oh, okay.
And so we modeled out hundreds of little games, and then we prototyped a few of them. And Undie Rush was the one that won out of all of those game prototypes.
Very cool.
And so Crossy Roads is probably the closest game to what it is in terms of look, but that was just by chance. Kind of there was a bunch of other ones, and then people I guess like Crossy Roads a lot.
Yeah,
so that's
and that
the one
blocky animation is kind of really popular.
Voxel.
So Voxel. So that stuff's really, really popular right now, and I enjoy it too. Even I was at the Castle Play Golf Park, which is in Sherman Oaks. Yes. They have a full arcade version of Crossy.
That's
Bird
cool,
or whatever it's called. And it's I was just like, this is fascinating.
Big screen
to me.
TV.
Yeah. It's like it's on my phone, but it's also in an arcade game.
Were all the characters free?
I didn't even go over there to play because it was more in the kids section of stuff, and I was too busy playing Jurassic Park. But to me, it's fascinating that something that popular can have its own arcade.
And with Unity, it's it's probably super easy to build. You don't have to recreate the game.
Yep. It's a lot of tools.
Yep.
A lot of tool systems.
So, real quick, is there anything the viewers need to know? Any kind of information, how to find you, how to find your game, how to find, get involved in the charitable aspects of the company? What do you want to let us know?
Yeah, if you want to stay in tune with the game, if you go to reddit.com/r/rar for a reason, and we do our entire development kind of very transparent on that subreddit.
Great.
So you can see each sprint, and you can test the sprint with us.
You can play test it too?
You can play test the game.
Okay, come on, guys.
Yeah.
Get in there.
And any feedback you have, please let us know. We've had over 500 people test the game, and that's made the game so good so far.
That is great. Well, I want to say thank you so much, not just for being here, but for looking at things with such an open heart. It really is great. And I'm very glad to have you guys here. I want everyone to know about this, know how they can get involved. So thank you.
I appreciate you guys inviting me. I'm excited to get some good feedback on my game.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, give Dave a round of applause, everybody.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you so much.
All right. Well,
so I gotta tell a quick story.
Okay,
Not really so
ahead.
much a story, just an observation.
Sure,
I'm
sure.
laughing because the bar owner here claims he is the greatest. He can beat Contra on NES faster than anyone in the world. And I keep kind of looking over, and he's still there. I mean, he's just trying to set world records. It's a good thing. That's the kind of night we have here. You can come in and be in the presence
and watch some speed runs.
of the
just
greatest Contra
runs.
player of all time. That's right. I said it. I've said it. I've set the tone. So it's out there. It's out there. So
well,
if you can beat him.
It's a new popular thing on Twitch and a lot of the streams now.
Of course.
It's like speed runs. So I know my own personal experience with Contra. That is a game that is worthy of a speed run.
It really is.
Still difficult.
If you think you can beat JC, just throw us a number. What's your time?
16 minutes, 15:30, I think.
Okay.
15:30.
Anyone out there who can do Contra in the 15:30 range, get down here. We do this monthly, so you got time to go home and practice. Get down here, and if you can beat 15:30, I'll give you something personally.
Oh, wow.
I'll buy you a drink.
Uh-oh.
I don't think you can
Ramping
do it.
it up.
Yeah, I don't think you can do
Ramping
it.
it up.
Yeah,
You're
he
calling him out
claims.
now. You're calling him
So-
out. Now you got to call out. Now somebody's
We
got to
gotta
come
call
down
out.
here and beat him.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to have to try. I don't even think I can get
I
anywhere
don't
close to
even think
15,
I can
30.
come close
I
to
haven't
it.
played Contra in I don't know how long. So, Red, you were telling me about this place called Game Realms in
Yeah.
Burbank, right?
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about that. Like you
Yeah,
were saying, it's like a place to go to get stuff, but like video games, board games.
When I
all
came
kinds
up
of
with
games?
this idea, I looked at like what we would need to do this,
Right.
and it was very overwhelming at first because right now we have 7 different systems set up with 3 additional systems provided by our wonderful game developers, and I realized, oh man, I got to find all of these and I got to pay for all of these. So I went down. I'm in Burbank, just driving around, and I
Right.
knew about this place. I pulled in, I went in, and I timed it out perfectly. I met the store owner, a guy named Will, incredibly, very cool, awesome guy. Told him what I had going on. And he was very excited, and he wanted to be a part of it, and he just wanted to jump in and just do anything to kind of push the community.
Oh, nice.
And it was like-
passion. He had a
Absolutely,
passion.
and it
Yeah.
was one of those things I walked in and like right away I was like, this is perfect.
Right.
This is great, and he provides all the systems that we're playing here.
Very cool.
And he also provides our raffle ticket. So if you're
nice.
watching right now and you're trying to decide if you're going to come later on tonight, you should, because we're raffling 2 separate $50 gift cards
Nice.
for store credit at Game
At
Realms.
Game Realms. Very
yeah,
cool.
so you can buy as many raffle tickets as you want. So you could win $100.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Very
so
cool.
it's great, and just to get down there, he's your guy. If you need something, you call him.
Will
it's a
at Game
personal
Realms.
relationship,
Cool.
and it's like GameStop, but way bigger, and like
All right.
w-
Way
like-
more personal.
and you get that one-on-one, and so 137 North Victory Boulevard in Burbank. Go to Game Realms, ask for Will, and tell him that Red and Ron sent you from LA Game Night.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
really wonderful.
So I have to go in there. I haven't even been in there yet.
It's
I-
wonderful.
yeah,
It's
not
really
that far
cool.
from the
It's
house.
It's I think it's an old I think they made tanks back in the day, and
Wow.
like if you're super cool with him, he'll tell you a little bit about the history, but it's just hollowed out, and he's got tons of games set up, so you can go in if you just want to play some games anyways. He's
Right.
got them all set
Now,
up.
now I'm just imagining Will as Santa Claus. Like I'm
He's-
just gonna come in there and
yeah.
it's like, check out all these cool things
gotta
I can let
pay
you
'em.
play with.
You got to pay him.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
not free. Oh,
It's not. No, you can
Well,
play
I
the
guess
games,
that's
but if
the
you
point.
want to
That's
leave
kinda
with
how it
them,
works, right?
yeah.
If you
And
want to
he-
go
he-
home with some,
He is running a business.
right, right. You still have to pay for things.
Yes, absolutely. So I want to say once
money.
again a big thank you to Game Realms. You guys are awesome.
Yeah.
And you made this night possible. You and Scum and Villainy, really great.
And us. Yeah.
And us. And speaking of making
and Chris
things,
Perry, who's
Chris Perry
off screen.
and the wonderful Amber,
Amber.
who's running our social media.
Amber.
Wonderful. There she is. There's a little laugh.
Thank you.
So how about we bring up another developer?
I think it's time.
Yeah?
think it's time.
I
last
think we
developer,
should
huh?
go with it.
All
So
right.
do we have Alex? He's coming.
Alex.
He took the long
Here
route.
he comes.
He's got a really nice. He's got a strut. Like he's
He
about
does.
to just.
He's
just
very
Really
confident.
take care of.
You know what?
everything
I
now.
in
Oh, it's
talking with
wonderful.
Alex a little bit before he came up, before we started this thing, he's just got this really like cool and
does.
calm demeanor.
Maybe
man.
that's the confidence in how amazing his
it. Really
game
is. Well, I think it's more of a like, hey man, I just like doing what I like to do. You'll either like it or you won't,
So
which I
bo-
really appreciate.
We
you
both
know?
have the mics. Should we
Yeah.
just not even give him
We
one?
shouldn't
and
even
just-
talk to him and just
yeah.
let him nod and stand there like.
I like
really
how we're looking
cool.
behind him
Yeah,
too.
we're like we're not.
Yeah,
You're not
his
even
game's
fun.
really. It's a lot
So
of
I
fun.
don't know
We
if you
find it
know
early.
this about Alex,
Yeah,
but
I
he
don't
has
know
this
either.
game called Polyminer.
And it's a side scroller.
And it's kind of like
of fun. Is he still
Cinnamore,
here?
and I don't know.
I think he is.
Oh,
we should get him involved.
Alex.
So, Alex,
hey,
hey,
dude,
Good
what's
to
up?
see you.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a round of applause for Alex. All right.
There we go. A little louder
All
than
right,
that.
Alex,
There's
so I'm
not a
gonna
lot of
give you
people in the
my
room.
mic so that you can talk about you and Polyminer.
I hold on to
Right.
my mic.
You hold on to your mic. Yeah, you're better
Okay,
at it
good.
than me. So tell us a little bit about.
Yes.
Hi, my name's Alex. I'm with Wild Ember Games.
Nice mic placement, by the way. Proud of that.
Thank you. We've been working on a game for a while called Polyminer, which we've kept hidden away for a long time, but we're starting to show it publicly a little more often. This is kind of the first
That's
real
right.
public hands-on. The only other time I showed it was I tutored an after-school program most of this past year, and I brought it for my kids to try out, and they all liked it a lot. But the game is a side-scrolling ship shooter without the shooting, is how I like to think about it. Your ship that you fly has tools rather than guns. So you have a drill as your primary tool. You're trying to harvest minerals from asteroids because the overarching story is you're trying to rebuild a planet for your species to live on.
Okay.
And the materials you need are in these asteroids. So you're flying out there, shooting your drill into the asteroids, waiting for the drill to finish drilling, and then once the asteroid explodes, you can grab the minerals from inside it. At the end of the run, take it back to your ship. There's a crafting game. You're trying to rebuild the planet there. But our main idea behind it was we wanted a ship shooter that wasn't so much about bullet hell, not just about dodging a million things on screen, and not just anytime you see something come on screen, just shoot it right away. Our game is a lot more about making careful decisions. Still kind of in like a high pressure situation, like, you know, you have to make that decision before the asteroid gets to you or it's going to run into you.
So you mean SpaceX instead of Space Force is what you're saying, right? That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
You're saying more like, hey, let's concentrate on scientific qualities of space rather than, ooh, look, blow it up.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, honestly, if you go in guns blazing, so to speak, you'll actually fail. Like, the game is designed in such a way that
Oh, nice.
if you shoot everything that comes onto screen, you will not survive
Oh, wow.
because you won't have enough drills to do that, and you'll come up in a situation where you'll just get crushed by the asteroids because
Right.
you ran out of drills and didn't
Right, I
deploy
was
them
playing it a
correctly.
little bit before we started, and first of all, great game. Really, I love side-scrolling space shooters. I've been playing Cinemore recently, which is on PlayStation, and it feels a little bit like that. But where Cinemore is like just blow everything up that you can and don't get hit by stuff, yours is more of like almost like asteroids meets like crafting. It's really, really kind of interesting. I love the concept of there's this planet that has been destroyed by some other space side-scrolling shooter that came by, and now it's our turn to build that planet back up.
Yeah.
I really liked that concept. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, and the part we can't talk about too much yet, but there's like an actual narrative. There's a story that you kind of discover as the game goes on of what happened to that planet, what happened to your home planet. All that kind of stuff is going to be revealed. So really excited about that. But yeah, that's basically the idea. Yeah, we want it to be more about making careful decisions on the fly as opposed to just blasting everything you see.
So Alex, I got to ask you, that's a very popular approach to a game as a side scroller. What kind of made you guys decide, like, okay, let's go side scroller and let's just kind of keep with the basic mechanics of you're always moving but twist it our own way? Why did you really want to go side scroller with this? Ooh, I think I have a good question here. I got him.
There's just like a lot of layers to the answer there, I guess.
Yeah, peel them back. Let's go. See how cool he is? He's so calm and collected. I don't have that. I don't.
I think we all could learn it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess at the very beginning of it, we were developing a game, you know, this game has gone through a lot of iterations, basically.
Okay.
But the original iteration of the game, the very beginning was we wanted to make a game where there's a black hole behind you, and it's sucking your ship in, and you're just trying to escape the black hole, and you're dodging stuff along the way. So we're like, oh, it's like a side-scrolling ship shooter, but you don't shoot anything. And then our artist one day had this inspiration of, what if instead of shooting bullets, you shoot drills at these asteroids? And we prototyped that idea, and we liked it so much, we're like, we just need to build the whole game around this mechanic instead of the escaping a black hole thing. Yeah. But honestly, we were inspired by, like, in the very beginning, we were trying to make it as a high production value mobile game. We were very inspired by Alto's Adventure, which is like a side-scrolling snowboarding mobile game.
Yeah, I had
And
that
it's
deal.
very smooth, very like zen. You can kind of zen out a little bit. And ours, like, it has higher pressure, more intense moments than that. But we really liked their game loop, and we really liked the feel to it and the aesthetic of it. And yeah, and ours like started off very polygonal, very like PlayStation 1 looking, and it's slowly gotten more realistic graphics over time.
That's what happens when you have a good artist, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Michael.
the benefit of having them. Yeah, way big difference.
It's not stick figures anymore.
Right. No, now it's 3D. So Alex, where can we find information online about Polyminer? And two, what kind of deodorant do you use? I don't know if you've noticed, but we've gotten to the user or the viewer questions at this point.
Oh, okay.
So where can we find Polyminer, and what deodorant do you use that keeps you so cool?
That's really a question. I love that. Thank you. That is wonderful. This is deodorant first. Come on. We're all dying to know. I was going to ask. I got nervous.
Okay, the second question first. It's Tom's of Maine deodorant. I don't remember exactly the name of it, but it's kind of woodsy, I think. I don't know. To answer the first question, we haven't released very much information. We just put up a newer version of our website, which is also still in development, but it's wildembergames.com. You can see some new screenshots there, some development photos, some very serious and factual biographies of all the developers are on there.
That's great.
They're not tall tales at all. They're completely 100%
Do you
true.
want to give us a little background on that right now? A little bit about the guys on your team? I mean, you're telling me. We can find it all online, but just give it to me now.
Also, I think Twitter is probably the best place to follow us at the moment. It's Wild Ember Games on Twitter. And we're on Facebook, but it's still as our old studio name, Elect Studios, ELECKT, because Facebook is like being weird about letting us change the name.
It's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough. You make one mistake and then you accidentally hit publish, and you're like, I'm never getting that back. That's gone. Like I got to change my own real life name. Like Facebook is just taking it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the internet is permanent mistakes. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. It's just a collation of permanent mistakes. At least that's my internet. I don't know about your part of the internet. It's like, but so and you guys, you think you'll release it sometime this year?
Yeah, that's the idea.
Cool.
We are primarily targeting the Nintendo Switch platform, and so optimizing for that may cause it to, like, we're not going to put a release date out there yet, but we're targeting this year. Yeah.
Cool. I don't know if you guys have the Switch, but I have it, and I love that Nintendo Switch thing. So I would love to see your game on that, and to use some of the motion controls would be really cool too.
We have one here.
We got one here. Come down and play it if you're nearby. Scum and Villainy.
See me
What's
in
the
ARMS.
address again?
I'm undefeated in ARMS. So if anybody wants to play.
I just blanked on it. 6377. I was doing both. I was doing the Game Realms and the 6377 Hollywood, your neighborhood friendly geek bar.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give Alex a round of applause.
Thank you so
for
much,
Polyminer.
Alex. Thank you so much.
Wild
Man,
Ember
you
Studio.
know, he smells good.
He does.
That
He smells
deodorant,
kind of woodsy.
I got to get.
He
All right, we'll
smells
talk
kinda
later.
woodsy.
It's kind of woodsy. It's not
It's kinda
full woodsy, but it's kind
not
of
whole woodsy. It's kind of woodsy.
Yeah, so that's all of
right.
our developers.
That's it, right?
Yeah.
That's all of our independent developers
good group.
tonight.
What a good
really?
bunch.
I feel good about this.
Well, we've been hanging out with them earlier, and
Yeah.
it's just like everyone got along, and
Yeah.
it's great because when we do things like this and we set up, we're at this place with all these games set up, and we just hang out.
Hold on.
What do we got here?
You got one of my beard hairs, and where you're holding it
Oh,
makes it look like you grew
one
one beard
gr-
hair.
Oh, yeah, it took me
Said you
all
couldn't grab one.
27 years. I've never shaved.
You grew a beard hair.
I work with you for 45 minutes, and I've
And
already
already
got a
growing
beard.
beard hairs.
That is wonderful. But like I was saying, like we're all set up here, and then all these great developers, all these great games, they're just playing each other's games,
Yeah,
and
man.
they're having fun. And this group they're all just really cool.
In a really cool bar, the friendly neighborhood geek bar.
That
as
is
we're calling it,
right.
Scum
That
and
is
Villainy.
it. We'll keep saying it
bunch of
over and over.
games. Come talk to Red. Come talk to me. Come talk to Chris Perry. Come talk
Yeah.
to Amber. Thank you, everybody,
And
for helping us
I
out.
want to talk a little bit. We had some games. We didn't do a podcast last month, so I just want to give a quick shout out to all
That's
of our
right,
games.
That's right.
We had. Here's my oversized
there it
note
is.
card here.
The
Raven and
and
Orion. A really fun mobile game. Really fun. Those guys are great. Check it out. We have Ryko's Fragments, another VR game.
Oh, yeah.
Horror.
Yeah, I did play that
Oh,
one.
terrifying.
Really good jump scares.
Oh, really, really good.
Yeah.
And just an awesome team. Those guys were
Yeah,
so much
they
fun,
were really
man.
cool.
And we had a crazy, just all-out brawl melee style game called Heavy Burger, and
I didn't get to play that one.
it was just chaos.
Yeah.
And it was great. And you played on teams. You played one-on-one. There was a really, really great game. And one thing that we also do here that I don't want to forget to bring up is we showcase independent game musicians, and we also showcase independent game artists.
Oh, yeah.
Last month we had a great artist named Guayo. He was here and he set up. And this month we have the wonderful Katie Wilcoxon over here.
Yeah,
And
Katie.
she is set up. Her table is it's wonderful. You'll see it on the live stream later. We'll do an interview with her.
Guys, she's really cool. She's
She
like
is.
this unassuming,
makes me
always
feel like
smiley.
It makes me feel like I
She's
need to
got
be a better
fairy
person.
lights. She's gonna do
Yeah.
caricatures of people.
It's great. Yeah, you can come down here and get her to draw a caricature.
Come look at
of
her
you.
art. She's really
It's
a sweetheart.
really great, and you can find her at Tabine Artistry on Instagram.
That's
Did
right.
I get that right, Katie? She's off camera there, so I'm just yelling to her.
TabineArtistry.com.
Is that right?
TabineArtistry.com. Yep.
And
TOBYNE artistry.com.
It's great. Check out her stuff. It's really good
Yeah.
stuff, and she does a lot of not just games, but a lot of different stuff as well.
Yep.
And it's really awesome having her here. So the idea is you could walk in and you could really just completely embrace all that is games. And if you want to make a game,
Right.
you can meet everybody you need.
It's
to
not
make
just
a game.
night and an excuse to drink. It's also a networking
Absolutely,
event.
but
Who
come
knew?
to the bar and drink.
Who
yeah,
knew?
absolutely,
Well, yes,
yeah.
of course.
It
That's
ties
the
in.
point.
And
but then there's also a networking event.
and there's also a Contra challenge.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I'm
Which-
not gonna
where
let
are you
this
at?
go.
What minute are you at now?
He restarted.
He restarted.
He
All right,
restarted.
all right.
But if you're in the 15:30 range, come find me.
Yeah,
If we
you-
can prove it, I'll
you-
I'll give you a raffle ticket
All
or
right, there
something,
you go.
or I'll buy you a drink. We'll figure something out.
All right. Nice.
Well, I gotta say, this has been a
Dude,
delight.
this has been awesome.
This is great.
Red, I really appreciate you having me, man.
Ron,
I'm
thank you
looking
for
forward
being
to
here.
more in the future. Guys,
Us redheads, we gotta stick
we
together.
gotta stick together.
Two of us
apparently.
right here.
Right, two Irish redheaded men
It's wonderful.
just together.
I don't even know if I'm Irish, but I'll go with
Yeah,
it.
okay,
Yeah,
hey, they didn't know that.
They
Now
didn't-
they
I
do.
just gave it
Look
away.
at that. You don't even know if you're Irish.
Ambiguity.
Red hair, you're probably Irish.
We'll talk about it later.
Cool, all right.
Okay, yeah.
All right, well, thank you, everybody. My name's Ron. This is Red. This is LA Game Night. Come on down. Scum and Villainy Cantina, 6377 Hollywood Boulevard, Los Angeles, California.
And thank you to Game Realms,
Thanks to Game
137
Realms.
North Victory Boulevard.
That's right.
And that's it for
That's
us.
it.
Have a good time. Watch the stream. We'll do the live
Fourth
videos later.
Sunday every month.
Fourth Sunday
Fourth
every
Sunday
month.
of every
Thank
month.
you, all of our developers. All right.
See you next month.
These aren't our mics, so don't drop them.
Oh, I dropped it and caught it again.
All right, let's leave.
Wait, let's leave.
Let's leave.
Is that it? We're done. We're leaving.